you all. For today's episode, we will going to know the three distinctions of human acts. So, I'm going to show you three videos and you're going to identify if it is moral, amoral, or immoral. So, from the three videos I have shown you, can you identify which is moral? That's right, it's letter B. And why is it moral? Let's find out!
Moral is an act that conforms or agrees with the norm, and thus is good and accepted. This often requires people to sacrifice their own short-term interests for the benefit of the society. While this may change over time, they still remain the standards of behavior that society uses to judge what is right and what is wrong. And letter B is a moral act among the three because it presents a lady who helped the other girl stood up after stumbling down.
Now, can you identify which is amoral? That's right, it's letter C. And why is it amoral? Let's find out!
Amoral is an act that connotes neutrally and has alternative value depending on conditions or situations where the act is made. And letter C is an amoral act because it shows a lady who neither helped the girl nor passed by. Only, she stayed still, thinking and stuck in the options if she would help her or not.
And lastly, which is the immoral among the three? That's right, it's letter A. And why is it immoral? Let's find out.
Immoral is labeled as evil for it is destructive, generally accepted pattern of behavior. And letter A is an immoral act because the lady intentionally blocked her feet, which made the girl stumble and fall. And blocking is an example of immoral act.
Hey guys, today's episode of Learning, we will tackle all about the definition of the stages of the development of human acts. Let us all find out these different stages. First, innocence.
Kid, what is innocence? Kid, ano na? Innocence is the stage where the person does not act without knowledge or awareness of its consequence. The example situation shows a kid crossing the road that has a sign of no jaywalking. The situation made her innocent for she didn't know that there's a sign implemented there, given that she's only a kid.
Second, ignorance.
Rose, what is ignorance? Rose, ano na?
The example situation appears to have an ignorance because the girl has the knowledge to read and understand the no jaywalking sign, yet still proceed crossing the road. And that is example of ignorance because ignorance is defined as the absence of knowledge in a person who is required to know what he does not know.
Third, desire.
Camille, what is desire? Camille, ano na?
Desire is the stage where the person continues to have the passion or emotional attachment of performing or denying such act. The act comes from the person's passion or intense feelings that is positive or negative. Positive passion is when one finds the consequence of the act as rewarding, while negative passions are those that entail punitive results. This is known as the emotional concupiscence, and here is the example situation. The example situation presents a third-party relationship. When Ivan found out that his partner Jella is cheating on him with the other guy named Jay, it made Ivan so much enraged and chaotic. By that moment, he punched Jay brought by anger. So the situation shows a desire made from negative passion. It is because his action morphed from intense anger and pain.
Fourth, contemplation.
Charlie, what is contemplation? Charlie, ano na?
Contemplation. So, it is a stage where the human act tends to calm down and the person deeply rationalizes an act based on the foreseen consequence to him and others. The example situation shows two girls following a lonely girl. They push her and then laugh at her. Besides, the lonely girl stayed silent since she thought of if she were to do the same thing to them, nothing good would ever happen to them. Her behavior showed contemplation because even if she had the chance to do violent act as they did, she never did it at all because she thought of the action and the consequence carefully that may also harm her.
And lastly, habit.
Dad, what is habit? Dad, ano na?
Habit, a repeated act, behavior on a given situation or similar condition. This stage is conditioned behavior after the agent evaluated the series of experiences, good or bad, refined or violent, and its repetitive and uniform pattern exposed to same condition. It is more of a cultured behavior that is resistant to change. There are two types of habits. The good one is called virtues, and the bad one that is called vices. The example situation shows the two types of habit, virtues, and vices. The first situation shows a girl who has a virtue. Her habit is always going to church, which makes her a virtuous person. The second situation shows a group of friends who has a vice. Their habit or vice is always going to parties, and when they become drunk, they always tend to get into a fight, and the repeated action makes them vicious people.